The idea for WedgeWelly came about as Laura was trying to convince me to go to a music festival. I'm a big fan of heels, so the idea of standing in a muddy field in flat wellies really didn't fill me with much joy. And I remember seeing Victoria Beckham throw out the first pitch at the Dodger Stadium wearing some really great wedge trainers, and I thought how fantastic if we could buy a pair of WedgeWellies to wear at a festival, practical but stylish. However, when we went to purchase a pair, we realised that they never existed. So we thought, let's make some own. We were very lucky when we launched the business in that we worked with the Royal Bank of Scotland to raise some finance. We tapped into the EFG scheme, which is available to people looking to raise finance who don't have assets to be able to secure or guarantee loans. The process was really straightforward and simple. Our business manager at the Royal Bank of Scotland guided us through the process. And we raised a £25,000 loan through the EFG scheme, and we went on to raise another £25,000 loan and then a £50,000 overdraft to fund growth and expansion with stock.
Yeah, initially it was just kind of dipping a toe in the water and seeing how that sold, and it sold very, very well, and that kind of gave us the funds to then buy the next stock. It was really a situation of having the money, buying the stock, selling the stock, getting the money, so it's a very slow process. We couldn't really cash flow it very well to start with. Our main stockists are, we've got two online specific welly boot retailers, the biggest being the Welly Shop, the second biggest being Easy Wellies, and probably our third biggest customer is one that everybody's aware of, is ASOS, and that's working really well. ASOS is a kind of a store and an outlet that we really want to build good relationships with. It kind of it's the right place to have our product, and it sits well with their other offerings.
We're just about to venture onto the high street, so now we've secured lots of retail presence, kind of online and mail order. We're looking to expand our portfolio onto the high street, and we've just secured a retailer called Kate Cuba in London, which is fantastic for us. It's not as difficult as you think getting into the big retailers, providing you've got a great product and a confident salesperson who can do their job, and luckily for us we have Mike.
Well, thanks. I think yeah, you need to have a great product. I don't think it's as hard as people often say to get to speak to the right person. If you speak to enough people along the chain, they will give the right name or an email address or a telephone number, and the contact point is made. And as Sarah said, if the product's good enough and it's right for them, they'll give it a go. Might be at small numbers to begin with, but then that's obviously, it can be channels to build bigger and bigger repeats and bigger orders.
The main marketing methods which have been most successful for us, number one would have to be Dragon's Den. We're a very ambitious business, and we decided that we wanted WedgeWelly to be a household name in the UK. As a startup, we had a very small marketing budget, and we had to look how we could best spend that, what would bring us the best rewards. We were looking for an investor when we went on Dragon's Den, so we thought the opportunity to get fantastic exposure as well as an investor was one of the reasons that we applied to go on the Den, and it's been amazing. Also, we use social media, so Facebook, Twitter. We find that's really great to engage with the end consumer. It's a great way for us to get research for our product development and our designs, but certainly the internet and also the power of Dragon's Den have been very successful for us.
Yeah, I think with Twitter as well, it was important to us to keep our tweets interesting, not just kind of create a big advertising campaign on there and not bore people, and keep them interested and keep followers, just keep the numbers increasing,
Yeah,
and more
definitely.
people aware of our brand.
Definitely.
And it's working well so far. We were looking for funding mainly because of what I mentioned earlier with regards to the cash flow situation. We'd buy a container, we'd run out of money, and then we'd have to wait until the sales came in and the money came in from that container or to buy the next container. So it's really, really important that we had that cash investment to keep cash flow, to keep buying the stock, so we didn't keep running out.
All of the £65,000 that we received from Theo was invested back into stock, and it's really enabled our business to grow at quite a rapid rate.
I think the changes that Theo's brought to WedgeWelly, you know, it's probably not as much changes as the advice that he's given. Him and his team are always there to mentor us, give us advice and support, and we think that is just invaluable to us. We thought we knew a lot when we before we went on Dragon's Den, but now Theo's involved, it's great the amount of information we can get from him. The support, and just when you're at retailers, obviously mentioning that Theo's part of the business, if people don't already know, it opens a lot of doors for you.
Definitely. The support of working with Theo is fantastic. It's brought a lot of structure to our business, certainly from the financial and the operations management side of the business. We have a lot more structure, we've got a lot more visibility with regards to the information we obtain, which enables us to make really great business decisions and set our strategy moving forward.
Our first board meeting, Theo advised that we spend £3,000 a month on marketing, which kind of shocked us to start with, putting that sort of money into marketing. This year we've taken on a PR company, and we are putting a lot of money per month into marketing. And to give you some ideas, already that's paid off is we had a great spread in OK magazine recently, and at the forthcoming festivals we'll be our marketing company hosting a gifting suite where they give gifts to the celebrities who have to sign a disclaimer to say that any photograph, if they take the gift and they use a photograph, we've got the rights to use that image where and when we need to.
Yeah. I think a great piece of advice for small businesses is to surround yourself with experts. Myself, Mike and Laura are very good at what we do, but we're not marketing experts, we're not finance experts, so we do use consultants and agencies to kind of bring a stronger team to our business. And
investing in those sort of things is really, really important. Yeah, really might not seem at the time, but it is really important.
I think the greatest challenge we've faced growing the business so far is kind of supply and demand. We have a real issue, like many businesses, with regards to forecasting and stock. We have a massive demand for our product, and so far we've not been able to fulfil that demand with supply. So stockouts is a major challenge which Theo is working with us on to help overcome. And cash flow, like any new business which is growing at such a rapid rate like ours, keeping an eye on the cash flow is critical to survival.
One piece of advice that I'd give to new businesses starting is try not to bleed the business dry of money. To give you an example, in the 2.5 years of trading, we've turned over £750,000, and in that 2.5 years, I've been full-time for 18 months, Laura's been full-time for 4 months, and Sarah's just come on board full-time for the last 3 weeks. So, you know, try and use the minimum resources to get the business off the ground. The rewards will come in time.
The trademark was critical to our business to protect the name of our brand, WedgeWelly. It was a really straightforward and simple process applying for a trademark, which we actually did in-house ourselves. And we realise now just how valuable that is as intellectual property to our business. We have come up against competitors who have had different products but marketed them as Wedge Wellington boots, and we were able to challenge that successfully to get them to change the description of that particular product.